Get ready to drop the puck, take a free throw, and step up to the plate. It's time for the Metro East Sports Podcast on lineupmedia.fm.
Okay, before I get to Golf Team of the Year, Girls Golf Team of the Year, O'Fallon Township High School, and Chris Eddy, their incredible coach, I got to talk about Andy Calloway of Callaway Home Loans because he saves me money every month now, and he'll save my family thousands in the long run. How? He refinanced my existing mortgage, and he can do the same for you. Rates are incredibly low, and you need to take advantage of an easy, fast, and affordable way to refinance. They do conventional, FHA, and VA loans. And ask for the MESP special. If you refinance with Andy, he will donate $100 to the Metro East High School team or program of your choice. He'll give $100 to O'Fallon Girls Golf. He'll give $100 to O'Fallon Football. He'll give $100 to the K-Hawk soccer program. It is completely up to you. But call Andy today at 618-830-3332. Save money and support your favorite team in the Metro East. All right, Chris, why did we sit here and have all these long conversations off mic? We just talked for almost 20 minutes off microphone about everything from camps to coaching philosophy. We should have had this mic on this whole time.
Well, thanks for having me again. We're just all trying to grow junior golf and different junior sports around the area, so we got to continue to pick each other's brain.
Well, you're working hard. You've got Metro East Golf Academy.
Yeah, we kind of started that idea a couple of years ago and didn't kick it into force. Started thinking about that in December and January, and then we ended up launching that in February. Our goal was to have 24 kids between kindergarten and ninth grade for an hour-and-a-half clinic, and we ended up launching that on the website in February, and within 24 hours, we already had 26 kids. So I was kind of thinking we're going to get 8 kids right away, and then 8 kids a month later, and then right before maybe work hard to fill it up. And then within 24 hours, we were already full. And then we decided to open up a Thursday, and 2 days later, we launched that, and within 24 hours, that was full as well.
Wow.
So around the area, we've got kids coming from 30 and 40 minutes away. What we think we do a little bit different is, so we were having 26 to 28 kids. We were having 6 coaches. We had Dan May, who's helped coach high school golf for 51 years. We had a couple of local teaching pros. We had a couple college golfers. We had Collinsville Boys and Girls Coach out there, O'Fallon Boys and Girls Coach out there, Belleville East Boys and Girls Coach out there. So we were filling it up with a lot of local area high school coaches to help keep it going.
That's really cool, man. And where are you doing this?
We're doing it at Yorktown. It's a par 3 course, it's really awesome because we worked with most kids 20 minutes on the range, 20 minutes chipping, 20 minutes putting, and then they're in groups of 4 with an instructor going out on the course for 30 minutes. So they get to play, and we get to discuss a little bit of the mental game and a little bit of the course management. So that it's been working great for us. We've got a lot of interest, and it's continuing to grow.
Okay, so you're working with them on the range, and then you're going with them out on the course.
Correct. And
that is different. That's where it's at, man. Because no matter what you see me do on the range, if you don't see me applying it on the course, it's not happening.
I agree. It works great. We got a 4 or 5 to 1 coach to player ratio. We were working different stations, getting them out on the course, and they get out on the course, their eyes always light up, and they're excited to be out there. So it's been working great.
Totally, man. Totally, man. And you know what? Your numbers say that it's working too, right?
Yes, we were thinking 24 kids to start. We ended up with just under 60 between our Tuesday, Thursday sessions in the spring. Between then our summer camps and our summer tournaments, we ended up with 307 different golfers that attended something that we had, be in a camp, a clinic, or one of those tournaments. So, we're looking to grow it this year. We're trying to find different ways to continue to get more kids interested in the game.
Yeah, golf is lucky to have you, man. Golf is lucky to have you. You're attracting kids to the game, and not just to your school, but you are attracting kids and you're helping kids at the other schools, working with the East coaches and the other coaches. You're doing a good job. All right, I got to talk about, you are 3A Girls Golf Team of the Year, and presenting the Golf Teams of the Year is my friend Mike Surrey at Oak Brook Golf Club. Located northeast of Edwardsville, Oak Brook Golf Club is a family-owned 27-hole public golf facility. Their goal is to offer the highest quality golf experience for a reasonable fee. Oak Brook is consistently recognized for awards such as friendliest staff, best course to host a fundraiser, and best senior scramble in the bi-state area. From fundraisers to leagues to instruction to an afternoon out on the links by yourself, the Brook wants to win your business. I've personally played it and hosted multiple golf scrambles there, and I can attest, Mike Surrey and his staff are the best. To book your tee time or to start organizing your next fundraising scramble, give them a call at 656-5600 or check them out online at oakbrookgc.com. Because you talking about attracting kids to the game, that made me think of Mike, because he does the same thing. And we all have to work together in our sports. There can't just be one guy, right?
Yeah, Mike's got one of the largest junior programs in the area and probably the state and maybe even nationwide. He does a great job. Edwardsville, truthfully, in all sports have done a phenomenal job of developing their kids, keeping their kids in, teaching them at such a young age the system that they want at the high school level and beyond, and have many successful programs year after year between Oak Brook and Mike and Sunset Hills. The boys and girls program at Edwardsville has always been very good.
But you're kicking butt too, Chris. You're doing a great job. And O'Fallon is right there too in the Southwestern Conference. It's probably the biggest rivalry in the conference is Edwardsville and O'Fallon. And that's why you and I are going to fist fight here in about 10 seconds.
Sounds good.
And it's fun.
Yeah.
It's fun to have somebody to compete against. Those are the games that you get up for. Tomorrow, Edwardsville plays O'Fallon in girls basketball. It doesn't mean we hate O'Fallon. It means that that's a game we want to win because O'Fallon is good.
They've continued to be good rivals. It's the same with girls golf. We want to perform well. They want to perform well.
Absolutely.
And, playing each other continues to make both programs better. As far as matches between during the season, Libby and I at Edwardsville have probably one or two. Like this year, we've been having an 18-hole Ryder Cup match, their team versus our team.
Cool.
Just to continue to compete at a high level. Makes the girls continue to improve.
Yep, absolutely. If O'Fallon was crushing everybody every single week, you wouldn't be getting better, right? But because you've got Edwardsville right there competing with you at a high level, they push you, you push them, and that makes you better.
I completely agree. They're our biggest competition around. We're their biggest competition around, and you get that different sense of urgency when you're competing against each other as opposed to competing against some other teams. So it helps raise the bar for your kids both physically and mentally. And golf is more mental, just like most sports, than physical, and you have to continue to put your kids in that position to where they actually have to think a little bit about it and enter knowing, hey, we better play well today because if we don't play well, we might not win. So you get that in their mind and get them through that a lot, then other pressure situations they're already used to, and they perform well.
You're the MESPY winner. Your team of the MESPY winners for 2A golf. You're the team of the year as far as this podcast is concerned. You were the conference champs, which is a big deal. You were the sectional champs. You finished top 10 at state. That's a really big deal. Congrats on all the success. What drove this team?
This team was interesting. We lost 3 seniors last year. 2 of them were very, very important. 2 of them went on to play college golf. We developed a lot of young kids. We had, Reagan Martin and Maddie Vanderheiden are 2 of the best players in the area. Reagan won the regional. Maddie won the sectional. Maddie shot 69 in the sectional to win by 4. And you got everybody south of Chicago winning by 4 individually at a sectional. It was very, very awesome. So they ran out in front a lot. We had Valerie Minecoth, who averaged, off the top of my head, 82, 83-ish. Then we had a couple people around that 85, 87 number. So, we counted Reagan and Maddie every single round. In the postseason, it actually kind of became a little interchangeable piece to where our 3 and our 4 were sometimes counting and our 5 and our 6 were sometimes counting, which is very helpful, which we've had in years before where we've had a lot of depth. This year we didn't start off with a lot of depth, but by the end we started to have some depth to where if somebody didn't play well, we could rely on somebody else. And, conference tournaments, we jumped out and we shot 296, 2 off our school record, which gave us a great head start. And then second round was just in the pouring down rain the whole time and closed the deal there, so that was great. Anytime you can win the sectional and go to state tournament as well, it's awesome. Big time.
As I listen to you speak, it occurs to me, your talent at the top is luck. You get a talented player, you don't get a talented player, whatever. But team depth is coaching and program development. Agree?
Yeah, I mean, that we've started off with, I mean, a lot of our success has been depth. We've usually have other schools in the area who have a better one and maybe a better two. I mean, this year our one and our two are very good. But it's still, you got to get the third and fourth score. There's a lot of schools who will have a good one, they'll have a good two, but then they'll have to count 90, 95 to where, I mean, I remember our first conference tournament round, we had everybody under 80, which when you do that, you're going to be very good. And when you get somebody who goes deep and you've still got a couple other solid scores, or you've got, you know, people in the 5 and 6 slot shooting 80 to 85 for you playing one of their best rounds, it gives you a great chance to be successful, or at least keeps you in every single event. And, I mean, we were in every single event, which is important, even when we were playing with the whole statewide competition.
Okay, so give me your typical practice day. What does it look like? Do you have kids on the range, and then everybody plays a round? You told me what it looks like when I come to a golf clinic, and that makes sense. I get that organization. What does a typical Chris Eddy O'Fallon girls golf practice look like?
We spend about 15 or 20 minutes on the range. Then we spend 45 minutes to an hour on short game, and then we go out on the course for about 30 to 45 minutes. And as far as short game, most of the girls get really annoyed with it, so we try to incorporate a bunch of games, but we try to get them to realize the fact of they can hit the ball as well as everybody else from every other team, even their best players. But where we're giving away strokes is on our short game. Where we can improve the most is on our short game. So we really grind that out, and then we go out on the course, and most time they'll tee off, we'll get to the green, and each hole will spend 20 or 25 minutes trying to hit different chip shots, trying to hit different putts, trying to get out of the bunker, and just trying to manage our game. Because in most golf, if your high score is a bogey on a hole, you're going to be successful. You can make up from that. If you look at a lot of the people who struggle, they make a double, and they make a triple, and they make a quad, and then they let that problem compound. So we're trying to really stress course management. You're going to hit some bad shots. Get over those bad shots. We got to continue on our way.
You know what? It's one stroke at a time. It's taking what the course gives me and trying not to make the big number. How's that sound?
That's exactly. I mean, you've heard the speech before, but I mean, it's so true too. I mean, you've got to keep your head in it.
It's easy to say, but it's so hard to do.
It is. I mean, we come up with an individual plan. A lot of people kind of joke. I mean, each kid on the team has an individual yardage book, and different people have different plans to where our coaching staff has kind of dictated some tee shots of what they're going to hit and how they're going to play. We're pretty active in coaching course management on the course and kind of mentally trying to keep them in the whole time. I mean, a lot of them have a lot of talent, but, you know, sometimes they want to hit some shots with high risk. And there's some tournaments we let them hit a lot of the high-risk shots. And then there's some tournaments we kind of want to control them more just because we can't have our score inflate. But there were some tournaments we let them do exactly what they wanted to do. And some of those didn't turn out exactly how they wanted, which is good because then you get more of the buy-in from them, and you establish a course management plan to where they try to tell you what they think is best, because if you can get them believing that your plan is good, then you've got an effective plan. If they think you're just telling them and you're not getting the buy-in from them, it becomes a lot bigger struggle. You got to get them to believe what you're telling them is the right thing and get that buy-in from them.
That's so good. That's why I love this job. That's why I keep doing it. I keep learning. You know, it's so good to hear you talk through these things, and I just keep applying them to my own coaching career. And the one thing I remember you saying last year was, because I do the same thing early in a season, sometimes you'll let a kid just go down a path which isn't necessarily good just because you know it's going to lead to a learning moment.
And we actually did that at our home tournament. We shot our season high at our home tournament. Girls want to play certain holes certain ways to where their average is going to go up. They want to hit driver on certain holes that they're not meant to hit driver. They're hitting it into the narrow pinch to where you have to hit it absolutely perfect. And at our home tournament, we let them play how they wanted to play. And for good and bad reasons, it didn't work out well for them, which was, in my mind, good, because then you got more buy-in about where we're trying to hit the ball and why we're trying to hit there. Because on two easy holes at Tamarack, on hole 15 and 16 at Tamarack, two of the shortest, most simple holes out there, we made some very large numbers by not playing it very intelligent. So,
All right, I want to ask you a couple more questions, but first I got to talk about Keller Williams Marquee. If you're looking to buy or sell a home in the Metro East on the Illinois or Missouri side, please give our partners at Keller Williams Marquee, Jeb and Ginger Blasingame, the chance to serve you. They have offices in Waterloo, O'Fallon, and Edwardsville with more than 130 agents. The Blasting Games are a family-owned business that has helped over 5,000 families find just the right home. The Lipes are one of those families. Jeb and Ginger sold our house quickly because they're experts at staging and pricing, and they helped us find the perfect home, and they can do the same for you. No wonder they're ranked in the top 10 real estate teams in North America. Give Jeb and Ginger Blasting Game a call at 618-578-9276 or check them out online at blastinggamegroup.com. You will not be disappointed. You're not the same coach you were when you started this gig.
No, I've developed, and I've had a lot of good people to help me. Like I said, Dan May, he's been my assistant for 15 years. He coached the boys team for 36 years. Then when he retired, he asked me if I needed any help to please let him know. And 15 years later, he's still been helping me. So
wow. So he's been along the golf. He's been with the golf program at O'Fallon for how many years?
51 now. He did the boys program for 36, and then he's been with me for I'm on year 14 or 15.
That dude's been there for a half a century.
He has, and he moves around like he's 40 and he's 71. He helps me out an absolute ton because there's a lot of ideas that we just continue to bounce off of each other about what's best for each individual kid because, as we all know, each high school girl and each high school athlete's different. So we're trying to figure out each high school kid how to get through to them on different topics, and then him and I are trying to figure out the best way to individually teach each kid because all the kids swing a little bit different, and how we're going to tweak it to kind of make them more consistent and a better player.
Who else helps you out with your program?
Lonnie McMinn. Lonnie had Alyssa McMinn, who's playing for the University of Evansville, and then Brianna McMinn, who played for Murray State. So Lonnie's helped me out for 6 or 7 years, and then he even helped out this year because he loves it so much, even though he doesn't have a daughter in the program. He started giving individual lessons, and I told him that I was sure that I could fill him up with individual lessons,
right,
and I'd have more people to him than he wanted. And about midway through the season last year, he's like, "Chris, I'm already too full."
Booked.
And then another guy named Andrew Davidson, which is Chloe Davidson, who's playing at University of Maryville right now. He was at sectional with us this year too. So I've got a good helpful supporting cast.
And remind me, when and how much can you speak to players during a round?
You can talk to them until your player walks onto the green, and then when the final person is holed out, you can start talking again. So you can coach them from when they tee off until they're on the green.
Okay.
So basically all you can't do is walk on the green and read putts for them. Other than that, you can hold their hand as much as you want. You can give them the freedom. Each kid is different on our team. There's a lot of kids that you can coach the whole time and they really like it, and you can add a lot of value to them. There's some kids to where you don't add much value to. Over the years, we've grown a relationship with different kids to where you coach them more. On the college level, they've almost served as caddies. You're allowed 2 coaches and caddies as well. They can do everything but carry your bag in college. So they literally follow 1 or 2 kids the entire round and basically caddy for them for 18 holes without actually carrying their club. In high school, you can do the same thing essentially until they get on the green. So there's some kids we walk with the entire time. There's some holes that are more difficult than others. So we'll sit on those holes. It kind of depends on how some of our kids are playing, what event it is, and what course it is. Kind of dictates our coaching strategy.
And you get together beforehand, and you say, okay, you're going to take this kid and you're going to stay with her. I want you to stay on hole number 4 because don't let him pull the driver out of their bag, man.
It's certain things like that. Up at State.
I can do it. I'm down.
Up at State, there's certain holes to where people traditionally make big numbers. So you're just trying to work with them, ensure that they don't make some of those big numbers, reassure them with some confidence because some of them need more confidence. I was with Maddie Vanderhayden a lot this year, and Dan May or whoever was serving as an assistant was kind of with a couple of the other kids. And you're only counting 4 scores, and they have live scoring now on your phone, so you can figure out who's going to count for you and who's not. And, we value all 6 people on your team, but when you figure out what 4 are going to count, you're putting more attention into those 4 that for that round.
That's good. All right, give me the trademark of a Chris Eddy team.
Work really hard, have great course management, and within a program have depth and be coachable.
Yeah. Well, good luck, man, and good luck with Metro East Golf Academy. Where can people find out more about the Metro East Golf Academy?
We're on Facebook, Metro East Golf Academy. We have a website, metroeastgolfacademy.com. We haven't launched Twitter yet. We'll do that soon. All the information's up at Yorktown as well. We're going to launch that late January, early February again, and have those spring clinics on Tuesdays and Thursdays. We're going to have several camps again during the summer, and we had 2 very successful tournaments with over 100 juniors last year, and we're going to have those same 2 junior tournaments. One will be early June, and one will be early August.
Awesome, man. Keep up the good work. On behalf of all of us in the Metro East, man, keep up the good work, attracting kids to the game and building an opportunity for kids, right?
Hey, thank you for having us. I mean, Metro East Sports Podcast, we continue just to bring in all these high school coaches and great players and just kind of showing the area of what talent's around here.
There's a lot of it. There's a lot of it.
I completely agree.
Now, I had another thought, too. This is the holiday season, okay? We're December 6th, and this is the high time for people to be purchasing their holiday gifts, their Christmas gifts, perhaps. Okay. Here's my message. Shop in the Metro East, folks. If you love the Metro East, support the Metro East. Spend as much money as you can in Metro East stores. From Columbia to Jerseyville, Alton, Edwardsville, O'Fallon, Belleville. I don't care where you go. Spend as much of your holiday gift money as you can in the Metro East. You agree with that?
Absolutely. I mean, as I was driving here, I was seeing 2 places I just ate in the last month. So I'm doing a good job of keeping my money in the Metro East and even the Edwardsville, Glen Carbon area.
Totally.
Got a lot of places to go, a lot of things to do here, and a lot of support we can have to the Metro East.
Let's keep supporting each other, man. Businesses, if you're shopping, if you're going out to eat, like you said, getting haircuts.
You know, my haircut's pretty simple. You know, it takes me sometimes just about 45 seconds to a minute, and, you know, I got a fresh cut.
It looks good. Okay, well, man, thanks so much for coming back again. I want you back again and again, and let's talk about some of those tournaments and stuff. Are you going to do junior team golf? Is that something that you guys are going to dabble into?
That is something that is kind of in the works. We're trying to talk to different people to figure out if we were kind of bunting around the idea of trying to create some junior league and the logistics of it. You know, last year, if you told me we're going to have 307 different kids sign up for things, I would have told you were crazy. So, I mean, we're trying to figure out the logistics of that, and it's very possible that could get launched out here in the spring and the summer.
All right, Chris, Eddy, thanks so much for coming by to the Metro East Sports Podcast, where, as always, the guests make the show. Big thanks to Heather Olau, Gabby Say, Angie Crawford, and, of course, Chris Eddy. And for partners, Callaway Home Loans, Cassens, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram, Keller Williams, Marquis, Jeb, and Ginger Blasingame, Integrity Spine and Joint Center, Oak Brook Golf Club, and Front Office Fiduciary Network. Our producers, Brian Kroc and Everett Hicks. Thank you for listening to the Metro East Sports Podcast, talking all things sports in the Metro East.